The contrary, no. The ayes have it. Call on members. Order of the day number 2.
Youth Employment, Training and Education Bill, first reading.
Mr Speaker, I move that...
No. You say, Mr Speaker. I say Darroch Ball. Your turn now.
I move that the Youth Employment, Training and Education Bill be now read at first time. I nominate the Social Services Committee to consider the bill. Mr Speaker, if the House was wanting an opportunity to understand that what genuine social investment is, they need not look any further than the Youth Employment, Training and Education Program, or YETI program. What it offers, who it targets, and why they must vote for it, at least to see it through to Select Committee. At present, there are 90,000 young people aged between 15 and 24 who are not engaged in education, employment or training, otherwise known as NEET. There is no denying that's a colossal number, and not least for its rather alarming increase, given there were 71,000 youth in this position just a year ago, a number that is a cost to the public finances to the tune of millions of dollars a year, through lost earnings and costs to mental, justice and social services. All we are asking is just for a fraction of that cost to be truly invested with some common sense before they become disengaged, before they leave school with no skills, before they leave with no qualifications, and before many of them leave with no hope. Unemployed, disengaged youth numbers have never dropped below pre-2008 levels. We are not getting it right. Of the young people who spend the majority of their youth disengaged, almost 40% end up accessing mental health, more than a third are sentenced to a custodial or community sentence, and over 40% end up on a benefit for more than 5 years at some stage in their life. If ever there was a cohort of candidates for proper, proactive social investment, this is them. Sir, we are not getting it right for our country, and we are not getting it right for our young people. These high numbers of youth in this situation results in high youth unemployment with other various social issues, both immediately for them and throughout their futures, all of which drain the country's social service resources. People who access a benefit as a teenager make up 70% of New Zealand's future welfare liability. We need to act before they become disengaged and before they are reliant on the state. There is a certain number of youth who have little or no direction, who struggle to establish goals or to develop formal, positive and progressive career pathways. These youth can struggle academically and socially. Within the formal education pathway, there is potential for these youth to exhibit antisocial behaviours, including truancy, disobedience and other anti-establishment traits. The evidence, data and research show specifically that the activity rates of teenagers who began their first long-term NEET spell at 15, 16 or 17 were slower to recover. It is a vitally important developmental age bracket of 15 to 17. They need another option. With 90,000 NEETs, whatever is currently happening is simply not working. Sir, the Youth Employment Training Education Bill introduces a voluntary pathway that ensures they still gain a basic level of literacy and numeracy, but that the individual is developed to their potential and prepared for adulthood beyond 18 years of age. This opportunity aims to increase the number of young people entering employment or training by improving their self-discipline, self-confidence, motivation and initiative within a culture of respect, cooperation, teamwork and tolerance. Through this bill, we wish to demonstrate the value of learning that is not specifically geared towards academic pathways and address the pressing needs of those youth. New Zealand First is proposing an employer-led full-time employment option through the Ministry of Social Development in partnership with New Zealand Defence Force. Youth between the ages of 15 and 17 will be able to leave school as they can now and move directly into this program. At 15, they will still need parental permission to do so, as they do now. However, this is just not for youth who are still at school. This is for all youth of that age who believe this program would be best fit for them and targeting those youth currently unemployed and disengaged. So the Defence Force currently has a youth development unit that has an existing arrangement with the Ministry of Social Development, the Ministry of Education and the Tertiary Education Commission. We intend to use the same purpose and basic structure of the existing Defence Force youth courses to create a larger and expanded social service full-time employment program. Currently, the Defence Force runs the Limited Service Volunteer or LSV scheme on behalf of Work and Income. It allows 17 to 24-year-olds to attend a residential course in the Army environment for 6 weeks. This is a highly successful course targeting those youth who are disengaged with other formal pathways. Yeti will expand and fully fund the Army's Youth Development Unit, where it will run the residential full-time employment program over 3 years. It will encompass apprentice trades, including, amongst others, automotive, building, construction and hospitality trades, as well as non-apprentice vocational training, including, amongst others, driving and trader licences, non-apprentice hospitality skills and skills in support services. Life skills training will also be included in areas such as health and safety, first aid, civics, ethos and values and physical training, all within the Army environment. Throughout this program, participants will be paid a training wage, where they will be expected to pay for their own board and food, but have a portion of their wages placed in savings account as part of their overall pay.
That's good.
Local governments and community organisations will utilise the program to complete community work, which will give those youth a sense of ownership and belonging within their communities. And finally, there will be an expectation for graduates to remain in New Zealand and work for 2 or 3 years, along with a 12-month post-program incentive for employers of graduates, which will form part of the current existing flexi-wage scheme. The initial costings per individual for this program is approximately the same cost for employing a full-time private soldier in the Army, with the obvious huge potential for both fiscal and social cost savings in the future. It makes both social and long-term economic sense. New Zealand First is seeking an initial pilot scheme of a few hundred youth to attend this program. That means the current infrastructure can handle this level of expansion. It is existing and ready to be used. The infrastructure is there, the demand for a program like this is there, and all we need to do is implement it. So with this bill, there is direct potential to improve the percentage of youth who are unemployed and disengaged. It has been identified that 15 to 17-year-olds who experience a neat spell would likely have one again after they are 20 years old. What is needed is proactive investment before they become inactive. These youth will have the ability to become trade experienced whilst being paid, and paid work plays an important role in social well-being. For many young people, income from paid work has a major effect on their standard of living, provides financial independence, and allows young people to save for the future. Feedback we have received from organisations such as Business New Zealand, the PPTA, careers guidance organisations, youth workers and people who have experienced apprenticeship training in the Defence Force have seen the potential benefit of this program and the need for it to go to Select Committee. Many young people and parents I've spoken with have told me that they wished they had a program like this for their kids or even for themselves. So all New Zealand First is asking for is a chance for this program's true potential to be discussed, dissected and submitted on in Select Committee. It will be the first step that needs to be taken if all parties in this House are genuine and even searching for solutions for our youth. This won't solve the entire issue of 90,000 disengaged and unemployed youth, but it has the potential to save a good number of them from starting the spiral of dependence on the state and a lifetime of problems stemming from the current failure of the system that is simply not letting them get a fair start, not letting them get a fair go. Importantly, sir, this is not just another Army boot camp. It is based on a working and successful LSV model that has been proven to work, that this government has identified works for these young people. Essentially, all we are wanting is some real investment in expanding the reach of what a program like this can achieve. This is not just another boot camp. It is an employer-led, full-time employment training pathway. This will give those youth an opportunity to start their lives skilled and ready. an opportunity that they currently simply and demonstrably do not have. Every party in this House should vote in favour of this bill, and in doing so, sir, we'll be acknowledging that at the very least it's worth the discussion. Thank you.
The question is that the motion be agreed to, but before I call Joanne Hayes, I am going to I chose not to interrupt the member under Speaker's Ruling 53.4, which is the reading of speeches. I think the member, we're in the third year of a parliament, and therefore the inexperienced member exemption does not apply. And while it's a very important matter, and I know that the member cares deeply about it, it is not a deeply technical matter. There weren't lots of figures or quotes or anything like that in the speech, and therefore I just want to warn the member, when he has another shot in an hour's time, please don't read your speech. Joanne
Mr.
Hayes.
Speaker, thank you very much.